Hello, everyone. Good evening. Uh, we're happy you're joining us today in this special webinar, Voices of Pain and Hope from Gaza. Before we start, we want you all to connect to the translation. You will have at the bottom, you will see a button called interpretation or a sign of a globus. Or if you don't find it, there is three dots saying more, and then you should open it and find translation and pick your language, either English, Hebrew, or Arabic, and then you will hear accordingly the speak translation when the speakers speak.
To the English channel, and Ayelet
Masal khair. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Nadine Komsiya, and I'm the Palestinian CEO of the Parents Circle Families Forum. I'm a Palestinian mother of 3 beautiful children, and I am speaking to you today from Bethlehem, the West Bank, Palestine. Thank you for being here. We are meeting in a very difficult moment. We are in the middle of an ongoing war, one we are still living through. It's just days after the Eid, and these past nights have not been easy. There is fear, sirens, and a constant sense of uncertainty. I pray that the next hour won't have sirens and interruptions. What is frightening is how people are getting used to this and starting to feel normal. In the West Bank, where I'm speaking from, life is not safe or stable. There is constant military presence and increasing terrorism from settlers, killing, burning homes, and forcing people off their land, something people are dealing with every single day. This is the reality we are coming from now. And still, we chose to be here, not because it is easy, but because we cannot accept silence. Today is not about explaining things from a distance. It is about listening to the women of Gaza and to the brave Israeli activist who's doing great work supporting women and children in Gaza. The brave women of Gaza, women who have lost so much and are still holding their families together, raising children in displacement, and continuing every day despite everything. These are not distant stories. This is happening now. And if we can really listen, we cannot walk away unchanged. At the Parent Circle Families Forum, we believe listening carries responsibility, a responsibility to acknowledge, to stay present, and to carry these voices beyond this space. So I invite you today, just listen and take what you hear with you. This webinar is part of PCFF Women's Group activity, Bereaved Palestinians and Israeli Women, working together for dialogue, reconciliation, and peace. I am honored to lead this conversation together with my dear colleague and partner, Ayelet. Go ahead, Ayelet. تفضلي.
Thank you, Nadine. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ayala Tarel. I'm a bereaved sister and a member of Parent Circle Families Forum, and I'm currently the Israeli co-CEO of PCFF and also a mother of 3 beautiful children, and I live in Givatayim next to Tel Aviv. As Nadine said, these are difficult time, another period of war, and we do hope that we can spend this time together without sirens and bombing. We planned this webinar a long time ago, and unfortunately we had to postpone it due to the current war. But it was very important for us that amidst all the chaos in the Middle East, our attention would continue to turn to Gaza, which has been again forgotten, and where Palestinians are paying an extremely heavy price, continuing to live in destruction and devastation without the basic living conditions. We say today clearly, as always, that we feel the pain and mourn of all those who have lost lives, both the thousands Israelis that were killed on October 7th massacre and the tens of thousands of Palestinians killed in the war of destruction in Gaza. The basic value of humanity, human life and rights for both sides, and the commitment to peace and reconciliation will continue to guide our work. Today, we have a rare opportunity to hear the voices of several courageous women from Gaza who, despite the unbearable tragedies they have experienced, continue to act for their communities and for a better future, as well as an Israeli peace activist who is part of a major project focused on education and support for children and women in Gaza. When we prepared this webinar, we had so many questions for our speakers that we could have held a week-long webinar. But in the coming hour and a quarter, we'll try to bring you human voices and story that will allow you, even for a moment, to better understand the harsh reality in Gaza. So thank you, dear woman, for agreeing to participate in this webinar. And good evening to everyone.
Thank you, Ayelet. We will now begin with our first speaker, Rawa. She's joining us from Gaza. She is a young woman and has experienced profound loss, including the loss of many family members. Despite everything, she continues to work, create, and think about the future. Rawa, thank you for being with us. Can you please unmute yourself? أهلا رواء.
Hello
رواء.
everyone, thank you for having me. أهلا
أهلا.
فيكم.
Could you tell us a little about you in the way that feels right to you?
Okay, firstly, thank you so much for having me. It's a great pleasure to be among you to talk and express ourselves. My name is Ruwa Abu Quta. I have a bachelor degree in English language and teaching methods. I work in several fields: education, writing, and community initiatives. I work among a group of youth. It's a group of youth in Gaza Strip and outside Gaza Strip. Most of us are Palestinians. We are a group of youth among Gaza Youth Committee, and we work as a group with the community initiatives. The founder is Rami Aman, and we all work together to try to make a positive impact in our community. I belong to a family of 9 members, and as you all see that I'm currently living actually displaced in a tent, and the family is the center of my life, my family. As I told you, my main field of work is education. So I teach students, and I try to create the meaning of life, despite all the difficulties we are living. My mission in this world and in this current life is to empower myself and people among me, and especially the girls, the females. Um, and as you see, as all the families in Gaza, we are highly affected. We have been very affected by the war, the displacement, and the instability. And despite all of this, I'm trying to build a good environment around me and around my family, um, by writing, teaching, and creating a glimpse of hope.
رواء,
Thank you.
can you tell us how has this war affected your life and your sense of family?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Before the war, I was living as any family and any girl around the world. I was living the life as any girl any girl who is looking for a good future. I was working. I was trying to plan for my future and thinking about my future, trying to build my future and my career as any girl in the world um, who has passion in her life for education, for learning, for stability, and building dreams. But unfortunately, in one night, our life has turned upside down, and now my mission is to survive with my family, and 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 like the opposite of before. I was trying to build my career, build my education and the future, but now I'm trying to survive with my family, and especially the displacement. um, with the displacement, we turned on the survival mode. We are trying to survive in this life. We lost our privacy, we lost the sense of safety, and every day we are trying to secure the lifelines, and to 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 try to secure the things that we have to secure it. um, my family, we are all together, uh, trying to support trying to support ourselves, trying to be the safe ones for ourselves, the safe corner for ourselves, and trying to handle the responsibilities of each of our life and of our family in a way that secure the lifeline, as I said. But actually, the bare minimum of the lifelines that we have to secure, which barely we can secure it and handle these responsibilities with these difficulties. But I'm thankful that as a family we are together, because the family is the backbone, especially in such circumstances, and that's what make it painful for the Gazans, that many families have lost many dear family members in their life. So there are, like, the Palestinians, the Gazans, are struggling because of this specific reason, because there are many families have lost many dear family members who have been, like to depend on everything on this family member. And what makes it difficult on our life, and how the war make it difficult on our life, especially we are six girls, and one of my sisters is disabled, and you can imagine how we feel the fear, and the how it is unsafe uh, around us, as we are six girls. So most of the family members are girls, and one of them is disabled and are living in a tent. So we are complete, like, literally we are living in a street. What separates us from the street is only a piece of fabric, so there is no safety. And the situation of life, especially for my disabled sister, is not a friendly disabled environment. So it adds more struggles to our life.
Rawa, you mentioned that on October 7th of 2023, you lost 21 family members, and then you all were forced to try to find a new place to live at. Can you tell us about this experience?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it was tragic, and it was a big loss in our family. Um, uh, 21 member of the big family that we have. Um, as I mentioned that. A, a whole family from the 21 member has have been erased from the list of family of the family. And actually, after 5 months of this war, we have been forced to leave the city. And after we have been living in our house and trying to be safe in the only place that we have, but we have been forced to leave Rafah city after they invaded Rafah city, and now it's completely under military control. Um, and now we are forced to live in a tent, and the tent is in horrible situation. Like we are living on a place which is looks like a desert. Um, so you can imagine the environment, how it's not healthy, it's unsafe, it's unbearable at any way. And I always say that the tent is a tent. The tent will never be as a home because it doesn't belong at anything to the home. Whatever you are doing in the tent, it won't be adjustable. It won't be managed. How much you are trying to make it and manage it to look like a house that belong to you, but at any way, it won't ever, never ever look as a home. And this is the struggle that we are living, our girls. Yes.
So sorry. You also mentioned your sister Lulu and her experience. Your sister Lulu with special needs. And
Yes.
can you tell us how does her experience reveal what is often missing or unseen in humanitarian responses in Gaza, especially in displacement and in tents? And can you please tell us about this?
Yeah. Yes. Actually, Nadine, the suffering that my sister Lulu is living is unbearable at any way. She is suffering from CP since her childhood, and her situation was unstable before the even before the war, but the war and the displacement add more struggle and more suffering to her life, especially once we forced to leave our house and to live in such conditions in a tent. Um, she was living like as a family. We were like trying to secure everything for her, um, trying to make the life simple for her, especially at home, because she is fully dependent on us. And she actually suffered in the beginning of from the beginning of this war, because she takes a regular medicine for the nerves. And unfortunately, the shortage of medicine and the difficulty to secure the medicine, and especially such kind of medicine, because it is related to it is under supervision. And um, before the war, actually, we were securing it from different place. We were securing it from the West Bank hospitals, and some, like, some relatives who were like going to the West Bank, to Jerusalem, trying to secure it. And
Yeah, I think we lost Rawa.
Mhm. Okay. Maybe she can connect the.
Okay, she's back.
Here you are.
I'm here. So sorry, I lost the internet connection. Um, I was talking about how my sister Lulu suffered during this war, and how she lost her medicine, and we weren't able actually to secure her medicine. And we tried to secure it from Egypt, because the crossing were open, and people during the war were able to travel to Egypt. But unfortunately, once they invaded Rafah, we weren't able to secure it. And again, the struggle comes again and again. And once we became displaced in the tent, her medical condition, her health condition, were very like uh, she became very weak, and her situation gradually deteriorated. So she again, we weren't able to secure her medicine, and her body became more affected with the environment that we are living. As I mentioned, that we are living in an environment which is not a friendly disabled environment. And we are trying to secure a safe path for her to evacuate her as a medical evacuation, but still until now we are not able to manage this, because the restrictions on the crossing, and still the situation is very restricted on the crossing, and they are not allowing for a huge number or normal number to for people to travel as any human in this world. Um, Actually, Lulu is still suffering in the tent. She is living in a shock that still cannot that still cannot recognize the environment around her, the life situation around her. Um, uh, but as you know, the connection makes a big difference for Lolo in current situation. Um, I connected to a girl in on she is Israeli girl, and actually she is working as what they call is working as a police, but not actually a police. She is working as a clown police. Her name as a clown is Police Azulai, and
Ah, yes.
from this,
Dr. Azulay. Yes.
yeah, uh, I think you know her.
Yes.
Uh, Yeah, she is a very kind person I have ever met in this world. She loves Lulu very much, and she is trying to make the connection and the empathy for Lulu. And she is trying to do her best to manage her situation, especially in current situation. She is helping me with. Um, she is helping me with securing the lifelines for Lulu, and she she actually has an honest message, and she is dealing with it with an honest and honored way, as the image that we really would love to see among two people, the Israelis and Palestinians. From from this place, I would really send my gratitude and love for the police Azulai.
Yeah, she's an actress, and she has a custom of a
Yes,
policewoman that gives smiles and hearts to
yeah.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the connection with her was it is very meaningful to me and for Lulu, and Lulu likes to hear always from her.
Um, Hi, Riwa. Hi.
Hi.
Um, yes, I have final questions for you because we are running out of time. So I'll just ask you just for the ending questions. We want to ask you now, there is sort of a ceasefire, which we know is not a ceasefire.
Mhm.
And we want to understand what's going on now. And also, I know you're working us on a project that you're working on now. So maybe you can say really briefly about what's happening with now.
Yes,
And also to end your part, maybe you can give a message to the women and of course the men. But since we're on a Women's International Day webinar, so what's your
yes,
message to women and also to Israeli women? So if you
yes.
conclude in all these questions.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Actually, first I want to talk about the situation we are living in, especially about the so-called ceasefire, which is actually it is beyond this. We are currently living in a silent war because still the situation is unsafe for all the people here. We are still living in a very difficult situation. We are still in the tent. We still hear the bombing, and people are still suffering. um, about my how I'm trying to build my life actually to start from zero, because build is beyond the situation we are still in. I'm trying to build to start from zero, as like, despite the situation we are living in. You know the feeling when you are living in a terrible situation, and your mental health is is also suffering. But like, I'm living in a conflict, inner conflict. I don't accept this situation, and I can't get out of it. So I feel that I'm living in a closed box, and I'm tight. My hands are tight inside this box. So despite this feeling that I have, but I still trying to make positive impact in our community. I'm trying to, I'm helping actually an orphan girl inside my tent. I'm teaching her English language, because you already know that my specialization is English language and teaching method. And of course, I'm trying to look for a job, trying to look for a job. And also, I'm also not only waiting for a job, I'm trying to make the opportunity for myself. So currently I'm trying to build a project which is especially targeting the Gazan girls inside, who have been graduated from Gaza universities, English language. So during this project, they will express themselves and talk about themselves, and trying to build the confidence of these girls, and also to empower and enhance their conversation speaking skills. So all of this will come up out with the outcomes of the project will be a voice exhibition that these voices will be from the Gazan girls. So the important message is to, and actually this is also the message I would like to send to all the women's and the Israelis women's, that we are the Gazans. Hear from us. We are telling the story as it is. So don't see us as information or news. We have the story behind the headlines, behind the news. We have the stories, the honest stories, and uh, for the Israeli women, of course, all the women knows the value of the family and knows the value of safety and dignity. And this is what we are trying to have and to save among this struggle. Um, uh, I really wish that I I expressed exactly and answered exactly to the questions, Elite.
Rewa, thank you for your honesty and thank you for not giving up. Thank you for your courage and good luck to you in everything you're doing, all your projects, and for helping. Thank you for helping the graduates, the women, and the children.
Thank you so much, Nadine. I highly appreciate this opportunity to express myself and to have this space. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for the messages I'm reading in the comments. Actually, they are heartwarming. And I highly appreciate all of these kind words. And if you don't mind, Nadine, I would love to share my Instagram account on the comments. So
Well, yeah,
if they
it
would
was
like,
shared already, I think, on the comments by the team,
It
but
was not, no, it was not shared.
on Instagram.
Please write it in the chat. Thank you.
okay,
Thank you, Rewa.
okay.
Okay, just stay
Thank
with
you
us
so
for
much.
Stay
Of
stay
with
with
course,
us.
us then.
of course.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Okay, so we move now to our next speaker, Warud. So great to see you again, Warud. Warud is a mother of four from northern Gaza, and
أهلا
she's
إيفك
yes, I'm just
أنا مش عارفة إذا الصوت واضح
I'm not sure if you can hear me well. Yes, her voice is
لأنه قاعدة بكفي أنا
clear
معلش
and
عشان الإنترنت والكهرباء
I
معلش نحن
apologize. There
سمعناك. خليها
might
بس
be some
إعادة
disconnection
كونكت
in my
ونبدأ.
internet
بس
connection.
أعطينا ثواني.
Let us first introduce you and then we'll give you the opportunity to speak.
yes. So we hear you great, and we hear and we see you great, Warud. So just I want to finish introducing you. As I said, Wood is a mother of four from northern Gaza who's been displaced many times and has experienced deep personal loss. She's also raising a daughter with a cerebral palsy in extremely difficult condition and is working today to support women and dreams of helping orphan children in Gaza in a project that we will also hear later on from Rina. So thank you, Wood, for joining and thank you for making all the efforts.
رود،
There's
شكرا لوجودك معنا.
Thank you for being
شكرا
with
لكم
us,
لأنه
Warud.
بتعطوا أصواتنا مساحة
I would like to
كرامة
thank you
إننا
because
نقدر
you're
نحكي عن
enabling me
حياتنا
to
بغزة.
make my
مشكورين
voice
كثير.
heard and to tell about our life in Gaza.
yeah. So my first question, if you can a little bit present yourself, where are you from, about your family, and about you as a mother, in a way that you want us to learn more about you.
أوكي أنا ورود من غزة.
My name
عندنا
is
4
Wurud. I am
أطفال.
from Gaza, a mother of
عادةً
4
بعرف عن
children.
حالي إني
Usually,
امرأة
I
بالخير
introduce
لأنه
myself that I'm
لأنه أنا كتير
a
قوية
woman with
بستايلها
clothes
بالطفولة
because I'm a very strong woman.
أنا قبل
That's how I
الحرب قبل 7
perceive
أكتوبر
myself.
كنت
Prior
ربة
to the
منزل
war of
ما
October
كنت
7th, I
بشتغل
was a housewife. I didn't have any job.
معلش آسفة عشان
نحن
أوكي
سامعينك
عشان
منيح.
الصوت
Yes, we can
معلش
hear you. You
سامعين.
can continue.
أوكي ما كنت بشتغل كان البيت هو
I didn't
أهم
work.
حاجة بحياتي
The major thing
عندي
in my
بنت
life was
زي ما
taking
عرفت
care of my
نادين وعرفت
household
أيلة
and
إنه
children.
عندها
As
شلل
Nadine
دماغي
and Ayelet
كانت
already
رحلتي
told
كتير
you,
صعبة
I have
بعلاج
a
ورود
daughter with cerebral palsy. My
هاي
journey
عيلتي
with her
هاي
was
ورود
very
وهذا أمير وهذا
difficult.
جوزي
This is
وهاي البنت
my husband and my 4 children,
ورود قبل الحرب
Amir and
شو
Wurud.
أحكي لكم لا أحكي لكم
Wurud before the
كان
war.
وضعها كتير حلو
What can
كتير
I say? Her
مثل شيء
situation was getting
كانت
better.
تعتمد على
She
حالها
was
بشكل كبير
walking.
بس
She was
كان في عندي
independent,
غلطة
relying
بالقلب
on herself
لأنه
to
عندها شلل دماغي
a
كانت
great
تمشي
extent. But
لحد
she is
7
with
أكتوبر اللي
cerebral
عملوا فيها
palsy
7
until
أكتوبر
October 7th. And what happened since then, uh,
بعد 7 أكتوبر انتقلت نقلة تانية تغيرت
following
حياتي
October
صراحة
7th, our life
عشان ورود
shifted.
ووضعها بلشت
Because
أكون
of her
أقوى
situation, I
وأكون هاي المرة
decided to
اللي
be
عندها
even
مخالب
stronger
قوية
and to be
حاولت إني
a
أشتغل
woman fighter.
كلمت
I
مهندس
started
رامي
looking
أمان
for a job.
صديق لإلي وهو
I
ساعدني
talked to an engineer friend of
ساعدني عشان
mine, and
أتعرف على
he
أختك
helped
نادين ساعدني
me
عشان أتعرف على
to
كتير
get to know
أشخاص بحياتي
Nadine and many
مستحقين
other people
خلوني
who
قوية
held
كتير
my hand
مشان أقدر
and
يعني أحكي عن قصة
helped
ورود
me in my
وعن حالة
struggle.
ورود
I
بنتي
have to be strong in order to be able to tell about the situation of my
فما
daughter.
أحكي
What else can I
أنا حياتي
say?
بتتمحور بس حوالين ورود هذا قبل الحرب
My life
فشو في أسئلة
revolves
أنا بجاوب
around
عليها
my daughter. I am willing to answer questions more than just keep
Okay.
telling you about
Yes.
myself.
So I just want to say that Wurud daughter is also named Wurud. I know it sometimes confuse me, so just that you know that. So Wurud, you've been you told us in our previous meeting that you've been displaced many times and you were destroyed. What does home look to you? How are you living now, and do you feel that you have a home after all you've been through?
يا الله البيت ما أحلاه البيت
Wow,
أمان
home is a very
دفى
beautiful thing. It's
احتواء
safety,
قبل
warmth.
الحرب كان بيتي بجنن
Uh,
حلو كتير
Prior
حلو
to the
كتير
war, I had a very
فترة
beautiful
النزوح
and
هاي
warm
كانت
house and
بهدلة بشكل
home,
كبير
but this period
يعني
of
أنا ما كنت أصدق
displacement,
إنه أنا بحرب
uh,
كنت أحكي
we
كنت أحكي إنه أنا
I don't know how to
بدوامة
describe it.
حاليا أنا
It's
موجودة في
like
البيت
a
أنا قاعدة في
horrible
البيت
situation.
البيت
I
اللي أنا
am
فيه
currently
كل يوم
living in a
بطلع بالحيطان
house,
بقول أنا بحلم أنا ببيت
and
أنا
each
موجودة في البيت
day I
البيت
can't
كتير
believe that
شيء
I'm finally
عظيم
back
بالنسبة لإلي
in a house.
النزوح
It's a
كان
very great thing for me, but the
بشع بشع
displacement
كتير
itself
نمنا
was very ugly.
بالشارع نمنا على
We
الأرض
had
ما
to
كنت أنام
sleep in the
على فرش أو
street
وعلى
on the
تحت
ground. We
كنت
didn't
أنام
have
على
any
الشنطة تبعت
beds or
أبوية
mattresses.
فكان
Sometimes I
شعور كتير
was
بشع إنه ما يكون إلك بيت ما
sleeping
يكون
over
إلك
my
مكان يحتويك أنت
luggage,
وأولادك أنت
and
وزوجك
we didn't have a
فالحمد
home
لله إنه
or a
أنا
safe
هلأ
place
موجودة ببيت
to be
الحمد
harbored
لله
in today. And I thank God that I am
ورود
again in a
إذا
house.
قادرة تشاركينا تحكي لنا شوي عن أخوكي كيف فقدتي
Can you please
وكيف عايشة
tell
اليوم
us
مع
a
هذا
little bit
الفقدان
about your brother and how you lost him and how do you deal with this
حمود هو اسمه
loss?
محمد إحنا بنحكي له حمود
Hamoud,
حمود
Muhammad, my
انولد
brother, and his
كان عنده
nickname is
مشكلة
Hamoud.
حبيبي عمري
He
هيدا
had a problem.
كان عنده أول ما
Here, this is
انولد
his photo.
مشكلة بصدره
He
كنت أنا
had
اللي
a
أربيه
congenital
هو بينه وبينه تقريبا 8
problem
سنين بس
in
حمود
his
شوي
chest
أكبر من
when he
عمري يعني
was born.
فكنت أنا أحمله وأشيله وهيك
I sort of
قبل ما
raised
يفوت
him.
كان دايما في عنده
I took this
المجاعة
responsibility. Before he was
والتعزيمة
killed
بالحرب كان
during
يروح على
the
نتسرين
famine, he used to
نجيب
head to
النوتيلا
Netzarim to
للورود
bring us
سكر
flour,
عشان
Nutella for
نعمل
Wurud because
سحلب
she has
بالشتاء
to eat some sugar and to bring us sahlab in order for us to drink something hot. He used to entertain me with stories and to help me. When he got shot, I was praying that it's just a small injury in his hand or foot, and I prepared for him his special food, and then I suddenly heard the voice of my mom. I went running, and they told me Muhammad was killed. I didn't know what to do. My mother was crying, my sisters were crying and shouting, and I told him, no, he can't be dead. He can't be dead. You're kidding. I've never seen anyone dead before. When I saw his body in the bag in the hospital, and I hugged him, I kissed him. I didn't see any injury. I didn't notice his injuries up till now. I say sometimes I feel that he's hiding somewhere and he will be back. I don't know how to describe this. I don't know what I did wrong in order for me to suffer this fate, to lose my brother. I always pray to God that I don't lose any of my family. Yeah, we've known famine, we've known bombardment and displacement, but losing my brother, not to be able to look him in the eyes, to play with his beautiful hair, to hug him, I miss him a lot. I miss him. I wish he was here today, because he would be very proud of me, and he would tease me that I'm talking through a Zoom event now. He would be very proud of me. May God have mercy on his soul.
I'm so sorry, Uhud. I'm so sorry for your loss.
ورود، من خلال شغلك مع النساء صار عندك حلم تدعم النساء
Through
في
your
غزة.
work with women, now
ممكن
you have
تحكي لنا إيش اللي عم بتشوفيه باليوم
a dream
كامرأة
of supporting
في
women
النساء؟
in Gaza.
كيف
Can you share a
حياتهم؟
little bit of your
كيف وضعهم
experience with
بغزة اليوم؟
women? What's the situation there in Gaza for women? I would start by telling, look at me
أنت
how
دايما حلوة.
beautifully I'm dressed. Yes, you are a beautiful and elegant lady, always. So today, this is the first time since 3 years that I am well dressed. So let me explain this to you as a beginning. Women in Gaza lost the feeling of being ladies because of the war, because of the lack of resources and opportunities. Now I am since 5 months, I'm not standing in the line to fill water, drinking water. And now I can, I have some electricity around me to charge my phone. I listened to what Riwa was telling you, and I agree 100% to everything she said. Through my work with the youth community and Rami Aman and the organizations I work with, I like this opportunity to work with them since I was a beneficiary before. And since they helped me, I now want to help other women as well, as I was a beneficiary before. Lumi Flies and other organizations, and I grew some friends also through these organizations. So now I want to give back. I want to be like those women who helped me, like Nadine, who gave me the opportunity to be heard today, to tell of my story, of my daughter Wurud and my brother Hamoud. So I decided to initiate a small project, and this is the idea of my project, in order to help women in general in Gaza. As a start, I wanted to focus on women, bereaved women, and widows. And because I needed such a project and still need such a project, and I think that the women of Gaza need to be heard. My project is about psychological support for women. Maybe we can start with 20 women to give them a place to be heard, to tell of their stories during the war for maybe twice a week, and in a 2-hour session to be heard by specialists and to give them some parcels for them to share their dreams. And we can, for example, collect letters from them. And the specialists, in my idea, would read those letters and can implement some of the ideas of the women. And one more thing about this project is that we are contemplating to write a book, and each woman participant can write down her dreams or her experiences through war, her what she needs, how she feels, and we can do something like a project that can be displayed in many places through maybe Nadine and other friends, and women who can read this book could also relate to these women and write some feedback. Another idea of this project is to make a wishes tree that we can hang our wishes like ornaments of such a tree. Maybe they can tell of their husbands that they lost or brothers. I think this will enable women to be stronger and to ventilate psychologically of their hardships. We can also, maybe if they want to feel beautiful again, bring a makeup artist for a day. And I'm a little bit shy to tell that ladies in Gaza, women in Gaza, maybe didn't, arrange their eyebrows since the beginning of the war. Such a small thing could be, look at you, how beautiful you are. You have your hair done. Why, I think you're more beautiful, Wurud. I think you are beautiful even without any makeup. I always tell you that how beautiful you are. Yes, I know what you tell me. I'm just telling you that before the war, I was beautiful, but we spent 3 years of war without taking care of ourselves. I think this will give women some to retain their feeling of self. And we have many skin problems because of the unsanitary conditions of living. I think that women living in camps need to take care of themselves, need someone to take care of them, to regain their beauty, their skin, like you and like my friend Lama and all the lovely women who helped me. So it's the idea is I don't want them to work. I want to give them something in return. I want to strengthen their self-worth. I think that this is a very beautiful idea, Wurud. Thank you very much, Nadine, my dear.
Well, hi,
Yeah, you wanted to.
Maud, I really want to thank and appreciate all what you said, and you're so right that sometimes small things make such a big difference. Um, so you're doing a great job. So I'm sorry that we keep everyone short. Of course, we have so many more questions, but I just want to ask you the last question again about your message here to the audience. We have so many people here joining us from all over the world, and also Israelis and Palestinian people. So, what do you feel the responsibility of them, and what is your message for them, and how do you see us together, Israeli and Palestinian women and mother here in this region?
تمام، أنا من البداية كنت أحكي إنه في
As I
كل مرة بأطلع فيها
said,
بأحكي
and
إنه
every
إحنا
time I
لازم
am asked
نكون
such questions, I
سوا
say
سوا
that
سوا مع بعض.
we should be
أنا وإنتي
one
أنا
hand
عندي
together,
أصدقاء
supportive
كتير
of each
كتار
other,
من
me,
ديانات
you,
مختلفة
and all my
من
friends from
ضمنهم
all
إسرائيليين
religions,
وأمريكيين
and
وهيك.
Israelis and
إحنا
American women
ابعدونا،
friends.
خلونا نبعد عن الأمور
Let's
السياسية. أنا امرأة
not
وأم،
get involved
وإنتي
in
امرأة
politics.
وأم،
I
وإنتي
am
أخت.
first a woman, I'm a mother,
فأنا ما
I'm a
تعنيني
sister.
الأمور السياسية أو الديانات.
I don't
إحنا
get involved
كنساء
in
لازم يكون في بيننا
religious
تعارف،
or
لازم يكون في
political
بيننا لغة
affairs. I think
السلام.
as women, we should talk to each other, we should
فأنا بحكي
approach
للامرأة
each other
الإسرائيلية
and
وللامرأة
support each
التركية
other. My
وللامرأة
words are
لوين ما كان
for
إحنا نساء.
Israeli, for
أنا
Turkish, for all
بعترف
women in the
النساء لازم
world.
يكون بيناتنا
I
سلام،
respect
لازم يكون
all
بيناتنا
women. I think we should have peace among
أي
us.
شيء أي شيء أي شيء بعيدا عن
And
الحرب، بعدونا عن الحرب.
anything
أنا
that
عملت فيديو
لو
takes
إحنا
us
ماسكين
away
العالم
from
أصلا ما
this
بيكون
war.
في حروب.
I think,
والله
yes,
بيكون
if women
بجنن،
ruled
بيكون
the war,
بعقل،
there would
بيكون
be no wars. Yes, I
بيرفكت.
think it would be a beautiful world,
أنا
a
عملت
perfect
فيديو
world.
شكرا
يمكن
ورود.
I prepared the
عملت فيديو.
video. Thank you,
برافو عليك
Warud.
عمري يا نادين.
Thank
عملت
you.
فيديو
Thank you,
بدعم فيه الشعب
Nadine. But
الإيراني
I just
والشعب
want to
السوري.
say that
حكيت فيه إنه
I
الأم في طهران والأم بتل أبيب
recorded
ما
a
بعتها لا
video about
ديمقراطيات ولا
women
حرب
and
ولا
mothers in
شيء.
Tehran
بتعنيها
and
إنه
in
ابنها
Tel
يرجع
Aviv and
مزبوطين،
everywhere.
بتعنيها إنه زوجها يرجع
All
منيح.
we
أنا
want
ما
is that
بيهمني
for our children
الحرب
to live well, for our husbands to come back to us safe.
يكون في بطيخ، يكون
And
في أي إشي.
I
أنا
don't
بدي ابني
care
يكون
for
منيح، ابني
any
تكون
war.
منيح.
I want the welfare
يعني
of my
السلام هذا
family.
أهم إشي ما بين
So
كل
peace is
العالم.
the most important thing between all of us.
شكرا كتير ورود.
Thank you, Urud.
بالتوفيق إن شاء الله.
Thank you very much and good luck with your project. Thank you.
حابين ننتقل لأحلام
We
معنا أنتي.
go now for
كيفك
Ahlam.
أحلام؟
I think we need to connect Ahlam to the translation because
أحلام أنتي سامعة ترجمة؟ شابكة
I
على
hope
الترجمة؟
that she can hear us
سمعتيني؟
and hear the translation. Ahlam is here with us. We can see her, but I'm not sure she can hear us.
أحلام سمعتيني؟
Can you hear me,
سخير.
Ahlam? Good evening.
مرحبا، صباحكم يسعد مساكم يسعد كل
Good
أوقاتكم بأي
evening
مكان وكل
to
مكان.
you all, wherever you
مبسوطة
are.
فيكي معنا، سمعتيني منيح؟
We are very pleased to have you with us. Can you hear us well?
بتمنى تسامحوني شوية، النت عندي ضعيفة يعني أنا
I have a
عن جماعة
very
بعرفنا
bad internet
لجأ لكم
connection.
إنكم شوية
I'm
ضعيف
sitting
عندنا.
at my
أنا
neighbor's
سمعتك
house.
تمام.
We can hear
بدنا
you well,
ننتقل لإلك.
مبسوطة
and
إني
we'd like
معكم برضو.
to, but I'm
ونحن
very happy
مبسوطين
to be with
أكتر.
you, and we are happy
أحلام
to have you.
فنانة
سامعيني؟
وقائدة مجتمعية من غزة.
Ahlam is an
مرت
artist
بتجربة
and a
فقدان
social
وإصابة
entrepreneur
صعبة.
from Gaza. She
ورغم كل
was
هاد
hit and
أسست
she
مدرسة
known
للأطفال
loss,
داخل
but she
الحماة خلال الحرب.
established a
أحلام
kindergarten
سمعتيني
and
منيح؟
school
شكرا لوجودك معنا.
during the war. Thank you for being with us. We hope that you can hear
إذا
us
بدك
well.
تدخل
ألو، مرحبا، أحلام عبد العاطي من غزة من خان يونس.
My name is Ahlam Abdelati from Gaza, from Khan
حاليا
Younis.
بشتغل مديرة
Currently,
إنشاد روضة
I am
مدرسة
the
أحلام غزة
director
النموذجية.
of Ahlam
بعتذر
Gaza
أنا
Model
صوتكم
Kindergarten
مش
and
طالع
School.
عندي، بس
I'm
رح
very sorry
أحكي
that I can't hear you,
إنه
but I
بتمنى
will
صوتي يوصل
tell
لإلكم،
my
بتمنى إنكم
story and I
تكونوا
hope you
سامعيني.
can hear me
سابقا
and hear
قبل
my
الحرب
story.
كنت مديرة مركز
Prior
ماستر
to the
شيف
war,
مدرسة
I
الغذائية
was
والفنون
director
اللبنانية،
of
ومديرة
MasterChef
الأكاديمية
Center
الفنية
for
لمركز
Nutritional
دجوان للثقافة
Studies and
والفنون،
Culinary Art,
ومديرة
and the
أو عضو
director
أو
of
مسؤول في اللجنة
or
الفنية
member
للمركز
in the
الفلسطيني للثقافة والإبداع،
Artistic Academic
سكرتيرة شركة
Coordinator
السفير الذهبي للسياحة
and the
والسفر، وكنت
secretary in
أيضا
a
آم،
company. I
بعمل
also
دورات
worked as
فيديو ارتست
a facilitator in courses and video artist and vitrage coloring, and I used to give courses for psychological support for women survivors of violence and women living with cancer. I also gave some courses for psychological support for children. All this was prior to the war. I also got many prizes in the year 2022 and 2023 for my achievement. I had major achievements. I had an art exhibition of my own art. I think it was a very strong message through this art exhibition, and many people participated and attended this exhibition, doctors, artists, and others. All this gave me a sense of s- strong personality, but after following October 7th, all this changed. All these dreams that I built with a lot of hardships were destroyed. Many of the institutions I had building were destroyed. I was shot in the face, and I had a long period of recovery. I had a brother whom I used to take care of was also killed during the war, and my mom suffered a lot following this. This war is like a knife stab in my heart, in our hearts, and it affected me negatively to a great extent, but also it had a positive effect on me because I decided that I cannot be a dependent woman or a weak woman. This is not me, and I don't believe in such a way of living. That's why after, and also my home was destroyed, and I'm living currently in a tent. Uh, I established next to my tent an educational tent. It started as a place for entertaining children, for giving them such a little bit of a good time, and the psychological support to alleviate the effect of war on them. And I started to ch- tunnel my energy for orphan children because after my brother was killed, his children were orphaned. They were barely 2 years old, and now, of course, they're 4 years old. Because of these two orphaned nephews, I established this tent to support orphaned children. In the beginning, I had 100 orphaned children attending this tent, and I gave them psychological support, and I also noticed that they were deprived of their education. So I started developing the activities in this tent to include educational activities. We expanded our activities, and uh, it was all for orphaned children who lost both their parents, uh, uh, children in to separated parents, and the children who were badly injured in the war, or children also who were deeply psychologically affected by the trauma of war. So we developed activities and support for these children, and we registered many cases of success during this educational tent. Today, it's in kindergarten and school for serving children from the ages 3 to 13 years old. This is the age group that we focus on because there are no schools left, and education is now only electronic. And it is, in our experience, it's a bad experience of educational method. The face-to-face education is much better, and in spite of all the bombing and the destruction that we live under, and in spite of all our aches and wounds, we focus on these children. This is the generation of the future. They are our future. They are the future of Gaza, and they have such high abilities once you take care of them. They shouldn't be abandoned. We should nourish their dreams, and we shouldn't leave them to this situation of lack of education and lack of care. So we try to create the suitable atmosphere for education, and we've succeeded in engaging many educational staff members, and our school is now recognized from the Ministry of Education, Palestinian Ministry of Education, and we've laid down educational programs and programs of psychological interference, and uh, it functions as a school. In the after school hours, the school or tent is also used for the parents or the family members, the grandmothers. We give them also psychological support as parents and as guardians for these children. We have educational sessions for them, how to develop their abilities and skills, educational skills, in order for them to be able to earn a living as well. And we teach them skills in order to be able to, for example, in traditional embroidery, we give them tools to be able to develop themselves and alleviate the suffering of the war, and to give them a source of income so that they can take care of the other family members. Sisters and grandmothers were also taught how to deal with children, traumatized children following the war. The war that you see in the media, they don't talk about the war. It's as if the war has stopped, but the war hasn't stopped really. In reality, we are still displaced. We are still living in tents. We didn't go back to our homes. We lost our homes. I have pneumonia. I have issues with my intestines. I had an operation a week ago. The air is polluted. Many insects around us as we live in tents. Um, Many diseases are because of the sanitary conditions of living in tents. But we are supposed to suffer all these bad things and bad experiences because we thrive to live in honor. And for example, this maybe you can't see it well, but my face was distorted because of my injury, and I can't go another under another operation because I don't have any financial support to go through another operation, and there's no support for the school, no financial support for the school. It's only the resources that I can raise.
Thank you, Ahlam. I hope you can hear. Maybe maybe you say it in Arabic because I don't think Ahlam is connected to the translation.
She couldn't hear me either. أحلام سمعتيني؟
If you can hear
إذا
us,
مش
أحلام,
سمعتيني شكرا لإلك
Okay.
وشكرا
we would
على
like to
كل
thank
الشغل
you
اللي
at this
بتقومي
stage.
فيه.
Thank you for all the effort and the
كثير
work
كثير
that you
مهم
do.
إنك
It's
تكوني مع
highly
الأطفال ويكون
important.
في عناية
It's very
للأطفال من
important
الأوضاع
that you are taking
كمان
care of
للأمهات
children and
والجدات
under
زي ما
such
ذكرتي.
circumstances
شكرا
and the
كثير
support you give mothers
شكرا
and
لرينا.
grandmothers. Thank you very much. We'll now move to Rina.
Yes. So we move to our final speaker, Rina. Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, I'll just present you. Rina is an Israeli peace activist working on an initiative that supports and educates orphan children in Gaza called the Gaza Children Village, founded by Dr. David Hassan. And she is the founder of the GCV Women's Center of Hope. She will tell us about it. So thank you, Rina, for being with us. And can you tell us how you became a peace activist and involved in this work? And
Yes,
maybe a
sure.
little bit about yourself also.
So, hi everyone, nice to meet you. A little bit about myself. I'm 50 years old. I have three girls. Lived a normal life until the 7th of October. Had a day job. I'm coming from the tech industry. And how can I say? The 7th of October caught me off guard, really in a mode of survival. I think what happened to us on the 7th of October was a moment that in an SOS mode of a crash, our system collapsed. And what happened is you saw in Israel in the first days of the war where thousands of civilians, social society saved the day, and thousands of volunteers just went out of their home and started to do work and this is how I came to bottom line came to what I'm doing today. On the 7th of October, many people fled from the south. Me and three of my friends went down south and we started to help there. And we found ourselves building a huge initiative providing medical prescriptions and medication for thousands of people who were stuck while it was a dangerous area to come in. And so we sent in people, armed gun people, to go to the civils, to society, to their home and provide the medication until it was safe. So after being down south for 2 months, I went back home doing literally, it was my first time in my life I was doing humanitarian work for Israelis. And when I went back home, I simply could not go back to my day job. And I felt everything is pale and not relevant anymore. Our reality needed to change. And back then, 2 years ago, there was an article about another, just a citizen, an American Palestinian, when the war in Gaza started, just like me, he packed his bag and he's a Palestinian and he went to Gaza as a doctor to help in the hospitals. And the article was about the atrocities in Gaza. It was heartbreaking to read and to see the reality while were stuck in our own horrors, to open the eyes and see the horrors of what's going on in Gaza. And what amazed me in this article, that this amazing guy, while he was helping his people in the hospitals, he also was trying to reach out to see as a humanitarian act to reach out for the Israeli hostages. For me, as an Israeli, was unbelievable. I was never a peace activist before, and I just was amazed to find this person that is able to see the duality of this tragedy that both nations are in. So I reached out for him. We became friends, And when back then we started another initiatives, and that's how I'm talking to you guys today. So nice to meet you all.
So Rina, can you tell us about, briefly, because it's getting late, about the Gaza Children Village and about your project, which is working with women there?
Yeah. So basically, 8 months ago, led by Dr. David Hassan, we formed a group of Israelis and Palestinians. We opened an American NGO, and we built a orphan school. The first one was in Deir el-Balach, where we invited orphans for two parents, orphan for one parent, and war-injured kids to come and eat. Back then in the war, there was no food. So we invited them to come for a whole day to have two hot meals a day, a school, a clinic service, and psychology care services. Our first village was built by the community in Deir el-Balach, only by the community which accepted this collaboration. And once it was accepted by the community, the first school we expected to get 200 kids, and we got 600. Of course, we took every one of them. And in the last 8 months, we have grown because word to mouth, this work has moved from community to community, and more communities approached us and asked us if we can do the same in their community, all in Gaza. So we have, up until today, have built 5 centers, 5 schools. We provide the service to more than 8,500 kids. And tomorrow, I hope tomorrow we're opening another huge school for 10,000 more. We call this the Mega Academy. Now, while caring for the kids, and we put the kids in the center, we understood that we need to provide an holistic care, because if they're in the school until 2, then they go home, and what we heard about was about the very challenging situation, especially for widows and single mom who lost their safety net following the war, that we need to help the women who are taking care of the kids, and help the women to rebuild their resilience and strength. So a few months ago, we decided to build the Women's Centers of Hope, where in the Women's Center of Hope, we did a huge survey. More than 800 women filled out the survey, and we simply asked, how can we help? What will be the most valuable way to help? And as I heard here today, the first request is, can I have a good place to be alone? Can I get a good shower and a place where to build my feminine and feel a woman again? So in our women's center, we're providing showers and toilets, and a me zone, which is a tent, just a private tent that the women can come and just take it for a few hours and read a book, pray, change their clothes in a safe place, and feel at home, so-called, as much as we can. But together with another organization, which is called Challenge to Change, we're providing courses in our centers, which is the second segment. It's the Empowerment Center, where we invite women to have courses in entrepreneurship, courses in social psychology, support of groups. So we're forming groups of women to help each other, and we're putting mentors who are helping them to form their own safety net, and really come with suggestions of what they want and how they want to go forward. So the ideology is that the women themselves are the one who are setting the pace and what they want to do in those centers.
Lina, thank you so much. Can you tell us, how do you see the idea of peace now? Do you think it's still possible?
So I must admit, from a personal perspective, I have went through a process of my own identity and my own thoughts, because before that I was never a peace activist. And I must say, first, my message to everyone is that civil society has an important role to make a difference. And we are just a proof of that. All the team members in Gaza Children Village had never done humanitarian work, nor they ever done peace work. And what we see is by working on the ground with people and connecting, and I can tell you from as an Israeli with my colleagues in Gaza that I admire every day when there is rain and storm and I'm sitting here in my room and I see the challenges that are on a daily basis. On top of that, I don't allow myself to even tell them how sorry I am from the situation because I see their resilience, their strength. They're not looking forward and telling me, Rina, let's move on. Let's continue. Let's build this. Let's do that. How can we do more? The power and strength of rebuilding, as from my experience, from all my colleagues in Gaza, is inspiring me and giving me strength to push on and move forward as fast as we can and to reach as much women as we can.
Thank you so much. We wanted to ask a final question to all the women here. Same question that I just asked Rina. If in one sentence, Rawa, Ahlam, Wurud, if you can tell us if you think peace is possible now, after everything you talked about, you shared, and having the strength to continue all of this you're doing, all the great work you're doing. Can you tell us, do you feel peace is possible? اللي بدها بنفع تبلش معكم جملة واحدة عشان الوقت.
Each of you can
أكيد
start.
خليني أبدأ أنا. أكيد إحنا
Okay, I
بنطلب
will
بيناتنا
answer
السلام.
the question. Of
لازم
course,
يكون
we
أصلا
can
بيناتنا
have
السلام من
peace
كان
among
عشان
us.
أولادنا.
It's a must because for the future generations, for our
شكرا ورود.
children.
أحلام.
Thank you, Urud.
I really wish that and hope one day we can see the peace on the ground, not only on the tables and on the meetings that we see on the television. We really would love to see it on the ground among people, not only papers, and then the papers only in the on the shelves and the drawers of the leaders of this horrible situation. So I really hope that one day we can see it, and with our individual efforts and what we are doing on the ground, I really hope that soon we can, in the very soon time, to see it among all of us, because each any second, each hour miss innocent people in the two sides, and it's very horrible to just live it during this war. And I always say that we have been in this situation over 70 years. Until now, we cannot deal with this situation. Until now, we are dealing it only with a one tool, the pumping and killing. So I really hope this end after all of this long, horrible time, and see it very soon on the ground, because it's horrible in our life to still living in this situation and to only be killed, and there is no other way, only they always choose this way. So I really hope
شكرا
our
روا.
efforts to
إن
to
شاء
to have
الله.
a very good impact on the ground.
شكرا إن شاء الله.
Rina, you wanted
Rina,
to
you
say
wanted to
something?
say something?
Yes, since we are talking on the Women's Day, for me, it's super important to say that for me, the reality that 99% of the leaders and the people are men, and look at our world today, and the representative of 51% of the society is not around the table. It's outraging. Look at our world. Sorry, guys, if there are guys on this call, you fucked up, and it's about time. And I think it's
The
about
guys on
time.
here are on our side.
No,
Just
no,
know that
we
for
don't.
sure.
We're not against the guys. On the contrary, we want equal representative that when the women voices would be around, if you know the resolution of 1326 that calls out that there must be women around the table to solve conflicts and have the change that we all pray for, that would be the only way that things in the world will change. That's my perspective about women.
I totally agree with you.
That's a
Thank you
great
for saying
conclusion.
this.
Yeah, that's a great conclusion, Irina, for our webinar. So
Yes,
I yeah, I do want to thank you. I hope that one day we can all meet in person and we can get to know each other more, not via Zoom. I really want to thank everyone here. It was a very moving discussion. And I want to thank our great translators, Manal, Auda, and Neta, for doing with us such a great job for an hour and a half. And to also thank my colleague Nadine.
thank you. Thank you, Ayelet. I also want to thank all the amazing women and our great translators and all our staff behind the scenes doing all the great work.
Miracle
Thank you
friend
so
job.
much. And thank you for everyone that stayed here with us throughout the whole conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Lior and
Have a
Christopher
good
as well.
night.
Good night.
And Lior and Christopher, of course.
Yes,
That's the team
yes.
and our team. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Good night. Have a safe
Good
night.
Thank you.
night. Safe night.